In 2012, G.R.A.C.E Africa initiated a project aimed at providing quality and integrated early childhood development services to orphaned or vulnerable children in Embu and Tharaka Nithi counties.
Who was walking over the water?
G.R.A.C.E identified unemployed women community volunteers who had certificates or diplomas in early childhood development and assisted them to establish ECD centers within their communities.
I want to be shown number 10. Have they got number 4 or 10?
Yes.
They have got?
Yes.
Clap for them.
Children below 5 years were enrolled in the centers and provided with integrated services.
The ECD project was started in 2012, courtesy of a very generous grant from Albert Johnson Charitable Trust. And its main aim was to address the problems faced by children between the ages of 0 to 5 in accessing quality and integrated early childhood development services. These are learning, food and nutrition, psychosocial support, child protection, quality shelter, and also parental support by their parents or caregivers. And so when we started, we recruited unemployed women in Tharaka Nithi and Embu counties. And these are women who had a basic certificate or diploma in early childhood development.
The women volunteers were provided with refresher skills on the national ECD curriculum, policy, and teaching materials. Talk of how many children have transitioned to primary school successfully so far and how well they are doing in relation to other children. G.R.A.C.E provides children at the center with safe drinking water, porridge flour, and occasionally fruits, while the women volunteers and caregivers are trained on water and sanitation, the establishment and management of kitchen gardens, and provided with seeds and other farm inputs to enable them to grow food for the children at the centers as well within the homesteads.
The children also get we are taught about nutrition, so the feeding of the children is very okay. We are taught how to maybe children to take greens and some things that are going to proteins that are good for their health. So our children grow up well in this center.
Women volunteers have been trained on the provision of psychosocial support to the children by use of play, storytelling, and basic counseling.
Nina kulanga nyazi. Na mbuzi. Nina kulanga mahindi.
The centers have been provided with play materials, while teachers and caregivers have been trained on the development of play materials using locally available resources. Volunteers have been trained on child protection, and they work with the government children's offices in addressing cases of child abuse and neglect. Working with the Ministry of Health, G.R.A.C.E provides children enrolled at the ECD centers, their siblings, and caregivers are provided with vitamin A supplementation, deworming, nutrition education, treatment of basic ailments, and referrals to government hospitals. Caregivers of the children as well as the women volunteers have been trained on silk and assisted to establish and manage savings and lending groups.
Kwa kikundi, sisi tunatoa kitu kidogo, shilingi 100 tu kwa wiki mbili. Hiyo wiki mbili shilingi 100 ni kupa huyu alafu anunue kile anakona tabu nyumbani.
Proceeds from the savings and loan activities have helped caregivers to improve the quality of life of children under their care and the members of their homesteads.
Yeah, what to do about this lad? The money for hiring the lad, we sat down as teachers, the 6 of us, teachers from Chuka. We raise money, we share. The money is 10,000. We raise yearly 10,000. We share the money amongst us. Each to contribute a share. Then we pay the lad. The money to buy the seedlings to plant, we share amongst us. We contribute, each and every person. We contribute to get the seedlings that we plant. About labor, we meet as teachers. We contribute money for lunch and money for tea. Teacher Maureen organizes on how we'll be cooked for lunch. Then we come on weekends because weekends we are not in school. So we come here, we find 2 or 3 people who we can pay. Then they assist us in weeding for the seedlings. After harvesting the time of harvesting the seedlings, we also sit down as teachers. We plan for a day where we'll meet and pay 2 casual workers who can help us, join us in the work. The challenge that we have when we are planting the seedlings is water, because you find that most of the time there is shortage of rain. You find there is drought, there is no rain, so you find crops don't do well. So if we could be having water, we could plant even horticulture plants, that is fruits, which we can be watering during drought seasons. Yeah.
In our centers, we have the grounds. Okay, we would like the G.R.A.C.E Africa, because as maybe we have, like me, I'm purchasing the land from since I started with G.R.A.C.E Africa. Now I'm paying bit. Till now, it is not over. So it's my hope if we continue with the G.R.A.C.E Africa for those years, maybe I would have my own land, because there is a little money that is remaining.
I would like to thank G.R.A.C.E for that support. They have supported us a lot to start with the home-based CDD. They have provided trainings which we were trained out to do the kitchen gardens, to cater for the nutrition of the children, even for us. They have also provided us with the stipend that we also enable us to build our sales capacities.
To our donors, we are humbled, grateful to you, because since we started getting help from you, we have been able to have permanent structures in our centers, and through being permanent, we have more kids in our centers.
For those who would like to join this career of opening more home-based centers, I would just encourage them by telling them this, that once you start this program, you help even the community, such that not even in class work only, not even in the little kids only, but even the community, the caregivers themselves are going to benefit on this.
Since ECD is a devolved function under the Kenyan Constitution 2010, we are calling upon the 47 counties to improve their budgetary allocations to ECD programs, to make sure that they enroll enough teachers for ECD centers. They establish ECD centers where there are none, and they also provide integrated quality ECD services to make sure that the foundation of society, which is ECD, is basically strong. And we're also calling upon donors, community groups, NGOs, religious groupings, and also donors to commit much more funding and other resources to ECD programs.